This is today's medical moment. Just some fun and interesting facts about certain parts of the human body. These are facts you might not use, but it's fun to know. Did you know your heart was capable of surviving outside of your body for up to about 5 minutes, not attached to any structures, with no assistance from the brain or any other structures of the body? Well, you may ask yourself, how is this possible? Well, it's known as self excitation, and that is because the cardiac muscle cells contract independently of the brain. The brain does not decide that a cardiac muscle should contract. The cardiac muscle cells decide that, and that is why the heart can live for about 5 minutes independent of being attached to your body. And that is a medical fact some of you might not have known. Did you know there are about 500 to 1,000 species of bacteria residing in your colon? Yes, folks, it's hard to believe. 500 to 1,000 different species of bacteria residing in your colon, and you don't even know because they don't affect you when everything is going right. Their main job is to break down leftover foods that your small intestine, did not absorb into your bloodstream. They've got a job, folks, and a function. And that is why they're known as the good bacteria. Now, medical profession don't understand what every single one of them do, what their function are. But they do know about most of them. Now, if some of them go, let's say they're killed off, it affects your overall health. So each and every one of them are very important to your overall health. We may not quite understand why all of them are there because that's quite a lot. But we do know when a lot of them are killed off or some of them are killed off, it affects our overall health. So all of them are very important for the well-being of our health. How does your food get to your stomach for digestion? The process of digestion begins in your mouth. That is where you chew your foods. The teeth chews it up. Your tongue forms it into a ball that is mixed with saliva. Saliva containing enzymes begin to break down those carbohydrates that you have just eaten. The tongue then forms the food into a ball, and that ball is called a bolus. And that bolus of food that is sent down the esophagus by swallowing then begins to move down the esophagus through a process known as peristalsis. And what peristalsis is a series of muscular contraction down the esophagus. The food then makes its way down to the stomach, and the stomach starts to break the food down through a series of muscular contraction. And as the food is broken down further in the stomach, it becomes very mushy and liquidy, and that is known as chyme. So the enzymes in the stomach along with the stomach acid is what helps the food to further break down. So the body's working hard to separate what it needs from what it does not need. Now from the stomach, chyme moves into the small intestine. Bile from the bile duct deposit bile into the small intestine. Bile comes from the liver. So bile as well as the pancreatic enzyme gets mixed into the chyme to further break down those carbohydrates. So we take our bodies for granted, but folks, our bodies are always working so hard. It's like a well-oiled machinery. Now, here's some fun facts about the human body you might not know. Your eyes blink 20 times a minute. That's over 10 million times a year. Your ears never stop growing. This is why you see some elderly people with big ears, and it looks like if it's still growing, because it is. When they were younger, they did not have those big floppy ears. All of a sudden, they're older and they have it because the ears are still growing. It never stops. Earwax is actually a type of sweat. Now, that's a fun fact I did not know. The tongue is covered in about 8,000 taste buds, each containing up to 100 cells, helping you to taste your food. When it comes to saliva, you produce about 40,000 liters of spit in your lifetime. Average nose produces about a cupful of nasal mucus every day, which is enough to fill around 500 bathtubs. Now, here's a real wacky fun fact. You are about 1 centimeter taller in the morning when you first get up than when you go to bed. This is because during the day, the soft cartilage between your bones gets smushed and compressed. Here's one that some of you already know. 206 bones make up the human body. The only muscle that never gets tired is your heart. Well, we all know our skin sheds daily, but did you know the skin is replaced every single month? The entire surface of your skin is replaced every single month. Almost like a snake shedding its skin, isn't it? But not so dramatic. For us, it takes a month. For a snake, it may take a day. And that is your medical fun fact. Hit that like button before you leave the page, as well as subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. I'll see you all in the next morning update on a medical fun fact. Thanks for watching.